What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to JDS Outdoors. Today's episode, we're going to go over how to winterize this 2018 Arctic Wolf 265 DBH8. Now, this method will work on many fifth wheels, campers, etc. Your water pump and water heater bypasses may be located in different areas. I'm going to apologize about the wind. It is extremely windy today. I'm going to try my best to keep it, stay out of the wind. So, your very first step that you want to do is you want to get your black water tank and your gray water tanks, or both black water, depending on how many you have, empty. So go to your local dump site, get those empty. The very next step you want to do is you want to drain your fresh water tank and then come inside and open up all of your faucets. And we will go outside and show you why you want to open those up here in a second. So now that your faucets are open, you're going to come outside. And on this particular camper, my low point drains are located right underneath the slide out. Right here, I got the hot water and the cold water low point drains. You take those caps off, and being that you have the faucets open, there's going to be no air lock in it, and it's going to allow all that water to drain. And on this specific unit, my cold water low point drain, or fresh water tank, is located between the two axles. So we come and open that up, leave that open for now, get that, allow that to empty. So we'll allow those to drain here for a minute and head over to the water heater. Now that we're at the water heater, I've already drained this, but you want to pull out your plug or anode rod, whichever one your unit has, and to help break the seal, you also pull this valve up top, and it allows the water to drain a little bit quicker. You want to get that tank completely empty. After that's empty and your low point drains are draining, you want to bypass the water heater. And on this unit, the water heater bypass valves are located underneath the sink. I pull out the two drawers to help give me some space. But you just reach down in here and you turn the valves to bypass the water heater. What this does is, being that I got a 6-gallon water heater, in order to winterize the camper, if I did not bypass that, it would take 6 gallons of antifreeze just to fill the water heater before we would winterize anything else. And also the antifreeze isn't exactly good for the water heater. So we just bypass that, and it allows for the antifreeze to skip the water heater and just continue through the rest of the unit. And being that the water heater's drained, there is no worries of it freezing or cracking. But do not forget to drain your water heater. Very important. Next step, now that everything is drained, we're going to go ahead and shut all of the faucets and proceed to start using antifreeze. Now, some people like to use the air method, and I'm sure it works fine, but just in case there's a loop in the system and water likes to collect in low spots, we all know how well RVs are built. The low point drains may not be the lowest point in the camper. I'd prefer to see antifreeze go through the entire system. That way I know for sure there's no water left in the system. So on this specific camper, the water pump is located in the front pass-through storage. So now that we're up in the front pass-through storage, this panel right here is held on by 4 screws. One there, 2 on the other side. I've already went ahead and removed those, so to make this a little quicker, pull down this access panel, and you can see the water pump. Now, this specific unit did not come with a way to get a hose or a winterization kit I know you can buy a winterization kit on Amazon for like 15 bucks. Well, let me tell you, that's kind of a waste of money. You can go to your local hardware store, unscrewing this right here and your water filter, bring your water filter into the local hardware store, pick yourself up a short length of hose and this little nipple. You will have the thread size by bringing in your water pump filter. And you can build this for like $3. And this is all you really need to winterize. Doesn't hurt to have a little air blowout valve that you hook into your black tank flush, but we'll get to that. That's the only spot I use water or air to winterize this. So we're gonna go ahead and unhook the fresh water inlet from your fresh water tank off of the water pump. And you want to do this before the filter. That way you get antifreeze in your filter so water doesn't sit in there all winter and cause an issue. So we're going to go ahead and hook this up. And also another thing you want to do before you start pumping antifreeze is come back underneath and put the caps back on your low point drains. Oops. Because if you don't, you'll just have antifreeze pouring out of your low point drains. So we're going to go ahead and get all that set up. All right, now we're all set up. This typically takes about 2 gallons of antifreeze, but I always buy 3 because I like to go a little overboard just to make sure that the traps, and by traps, I mean these right here in your plumbing, have antifreeze in it instead of water so they don't freeze and crack. So antifreeze is now set up to the pump. Helps to have 2 people for this part, 1 person to watch and switch bottles when necessary, but you can do it by yourself. Next step, we go inside. You come over to your water pump, turn your water pump on. And it's down there priming right now. You can help it along by turning like your kitchen sink on a little bit so you start to see it come pink. Just to help get the pump primed and the lines going. All right, we got some pink. Next, you want to go to your furthest point away from the water pump. And in this particular camper, it's in the outside outdoor shower. You come over to the outdoor shower. It doesn't matter if you start with the hot or the cold first, but you do one at a time. Turn one on until it turns pink. All right, you got pink. Now we're going to turn the cold on until it turns pink. And now it's pink. We're going to go over to the other outdoor shower, because this unit has 2 of them for some reason. I think we're really dirty. Turn it on until it turns pink. All right, now we're pink. Now this time, since I'm doing this by myself, we're going to check and see how much we've gone through. And so far we've gone through 1 gallon, so I'm happy that I checked. We're going to swap hoses or containers here. And being that most of the lines are full of antifreeze, the long lines at least, we won't go through as much on this next step. But the next step is all done on the inside. Coming over to the kitchen sink, being that this is the next farthest away, we're going to let it run pink for a minute. Then go over to the cold side. Let that also run pink. All right. Coming up to the sink. Hot water. Nice and pink. Cold water. Nice and pink. I'm going to put the shower the head here on the floor so I don't get too covered in this stuff. We do hot water. Until it turns pink. Cold water. Same thing. And don't forget the toilet. There we go. Leave it a little bit in there just so your seal doesn't stay dry. That's it for winterizing the indoor plumbing system. Now we have a couple other steps to do outside. That second gallon is just about empty, so that was perfect. I'm still going to use some more of that third gallon sitting there when I go back inside, but I'll show you that. So next you want to come over to your city water connection. And inside here is this little screen. You pull this little screen out. It's kind of a pain, but you get that little screen out. And inside there's that little white button. You want to push that and apparently stand out of the way because it releases the pressure, and you want to see some of the pink antifreeze come out. That way you know there's no water left in that line. If you saw that at first when I just got sprayed, there was some fresh water in there yet. But now it's all full of antifreeze. Next, after that, if your unit is equipped with a black tank flush, you don't want to forget about this. Do the same step. Pull this little screen out. So we pulled the little screen out of the black tank flush. This one does not hold pressure like the fresh water city water connection. Also, you want to make sure when you do your city water connection like that your water pump is off. So we're going to hook this Camco. I believe this was like $2 at Walmart. Air fitting. This is what a lot of people use to blow out their campers instead of using antifreeze. But we're going to use this air fitting on the black water or the black tank flush. Put a little bit of compressed air in there just to blow that out and make sure that there's no water left in that part of the system. Now to help me out with this, I like to use this little tiny 5-gallon tank. We're just going to put it on there. Blow out that black tank flush. Just like that. Now, at this stage, you can unhook your water pump from your winterization kit, hook that line back up to your tank, replace this panel. With the remaining antifreeze, I like to go inside. I like to dump a little bit in each one of the drains just to have complete insurance that all of them traps and P-traps in the bottom of each one of these drains is full of antifreeze with no water in it. And then add a little bit more to the toilet, just to make sure that that seal doesn't dry up. Now from this stage on, I just clean up this excess antifreeze so it doesn't leave any staining marks, even though it typically doesn't, but it's just unsightly. And I still use this camper throughout the winter just without any water in it. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to share, thumbs up, subscribe, give likes, all that fun stuff. Now this can pertain to most campers without the ice maker in the fridge, and also to the ones without washer dryer units and stuff in it like that. Your basic campers, this will help winterize all of those. Also, just your pumps and your water heater bypasses will be located in different spots. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this wonderful fall/winter.